Today, I'm going to turn Marvel Rivals into Pokemon. So how this is going to work is I'm going to take each playable character in Marvel Rivals and give them a Pokemon type, Pokemon move, Pokemon ability, etc. But before we start this video, I just want to remind you all that if you enjoy this video, then please give this video a like. Let me know in the comments who you guys main in Marvel Rivals. I main Emma Frost. No particular reasons, obviously. And subscribe for more videos like this one. Anyways, let's start with the hero that started the MCU, Captain America. So Captain America's typing is going to be Steel and Fighting. Steel because of Captain America's iconic shield, and the shield being his primary weapon. We're also giving him the Fighting type because he fights a lot. So we're giving him the Fighting type and Steel type. Now moving on to Captain America's moveset, his first move is going to be Behemoth Flash, because since Captain America uses his shield as a weapon, we obviously got to give him the strongest shield Pokemon signature move, Behemoth Dash. It even replicates his move in Marvel Rivals where he dashes into the opponent while also using his shield, so it works out perfectly. Captain America's second move is going to be Protect because of his shield. Captain America is also a Vanguard, and almost all Vanguards have a shield protecting move, and Captain America is one of the many Vanguards to have that. Even though it's small and kind of weak, but let's not talk about that. Now I could have given him Light Screen or Reflect, but his shield is smaller than other Vanguards, and because of its size, it's mainly used to protect himself, and that's what Protect does. So yeah, Protect it is. Captain America's third move is going to be Quick Attack because of his Sprint. Now Captain America is one of the very few characters in Marvel Rivals to be able to sprint, and since it's very uncommon, I thought we could get him like a sprint sort of move, so we run in with Quick Attack. Now Captain America's final move is going to be Body Slam because of his attack where he jumps and he does a slam on the ground while doing damage to the enemy. I think Body Slam is the best move to represent that move, so we're giving him Body Slam. Now I know, you guys are probably asking me, Bolts, where's his ultimate move? Listen. All he does is run with his shield and jump around like a freaking kangaroo with an American flag. There's not a Pokemon move that can do that, so yeah, we're giving him Body Slam. Anyways, Captain America's ability is going to be Battle Armor because of his iconic shield once again, and it's the best ability to give him since Battle Armor gives the Pokemon hard armor. Shield. And that armor protects the Pokemon from getting hit from critical attacks. What's that noise? But anyways, we're moving on to the GOAT, Iron Man. Yes, sir. Alright, so Iron Man's type is going to be Steel and Flying. Steel because he got this whole steel suit on him, and Flying because he can fly, and is one of the only few characters in Marvel Rivals to be able to fly. Anyways, Iron Man's first move is going to be Flash Cannon since Iron Man's main attack are Repulsor Blasts. And I feel like Flash Cannon is the best move to resemble Iron Man's main attack. They even look the same, and Flash Cannon has the Steel type, so it works out. Iron Man's second move is going to be Fly because Iron Man is one of the few characters that can fly, like I mentioned before, so we obviously gotta give Iron Man Fly. And yes, I'm giving all the flying characters Fly, because some people who can fly, can't fly. Why the frick is Thor crying? Now Iron Man's third move is going to be Hyper Beam, and it is Hyper Beam because of... Wait a second. No bro, not again! Yeah, that freaking move. But anyways, Hyper Beam is used to resemble Iron Man's ultimate, Pulse Cannon. Now there really isn't a strong move that is like a big blast, so I just decided to put Hyper Beam since it is a strong move and it's close enough to a big blast. Iron Man's ultimate also can get countered by some blocks from the Vanguards, and Hyper Beam gets blocked by the move Protect, so we give an Iron Man Hyper Beam. Now Iron Man's final move is going to be Armor Cannon. Now Iron Man is interesting because most of his moves are just blasts, you know what I mean? And I mean he has some unique moves like he has Fly, some missiles, but like Pokemon's family friendly, you know? So I just decided to give Iron Man Armor Cannon, which is the signature move of Armor Rouge, and Armor Cannon is like a blast move, so it works out, you know what I mean? Now Iron Man's ability is going to be Analytic because Iron Man's an Analytic, and I don't really have any other abilities, so we give an Iron Man Analytic just because he's Big Brain. Speaking of Big Brain, the next character is going to be the man himself, the Green Man, Bruce Banner. Yo, what's up bro? Come here bro, dap me up. Yes sir. Alright, just get in the frame right there. No bro, wrong side, wrong side. Yeah, sorry, there's a lot of stuff on the ground, so you know, just watch out. Oh shoot, you good? This is not good. This is not good. This is not good. Yes sir, we got the man Hulk. I put him on pause mode with my remote, so as long as someone doesn't click the play button, we should be good. Anyways, Hulk's typing is going to obviously be fighting. I mean, look at him with his muscles. He's a big man and he fights a lot, so he's getting that fighting type. Now Hulk's first move is going to be close combat, and we giving him close combat to represent his normal attack, which is like a bunch of punches. And so we're giving him close combat since close combat is a move where the user uses a bunch of punches as well. Now Hulk's second move is going to be light screen because of his shield move, where he gives his teammates near him a temporary shield as well as himself. And that's basically what light screen does. It gives a temporary shield. Hulk's third move is going to be Zap Cannon, and we giving him this move to represent his stun-like move, where he slaps a Gamma Blast to the opponent and stuns them temporarily. I believe Zap Cannon is the best option for Hulk because it looks similar to his move, and it has a really high chance to paralyze the opponent, so we giving him Zap Cannon. Hulk's final move is going to be Bounce, and we giving him Bounce because Hulk can jump basically whenever he wants, and I don't think any character can do that, so we gotta embrace that ability. Now Hulk's ability is going to be Berserk, and it's because he is Berserk. I mean, let's be honest now. I was gonna give him Anger Point instead, but I ended up deciding on Berserk. Also, a lot of the characters' abilities are going to be their nature or just something related to their lore, because their Marvel Rivals moveset or abilities sometimes aren't enough. So I hope y'all don't mind that I set the abilities to reference their personality or lore. Wait, yo, what the frick? Yo, why are you transforming? Ah! Yes, sir, we got Mega Hulk. Basically his ultimate form, and we're gonna be replacing his bounce move to body slam, since the only new move that Hulk gets in this form is this move. No, not my jet. And he can't jump or bounce in this form, so it works out perfectly. Now he's getting body slam because he be slamming the opponent's body, and there's not a Pokemon move where you can necessarily choke slam someone in the ground because it's freaking Pokemon, not Mortal Kombat or something. But I'm still wondering who moved that Lego and transformed Hulk into Super Hulk. But anyways, before we moved on to the next character, let me just take a quick drink break. Alright, I mean, I've been talking for like a while now, and I'm getting kind of thirsty. Hey, my throat gets dry, okay? Give me that drink, boy. Yo, what the heck? No, not my drink!
Another.
The next character is Thor, and if you wanted my drink, you could have just asked. Like, oh my goodness.
Another.
Anyways, Thor's typing is going to be electric because he obviously got electric powers, and I guess I could give him fighting since he does fight, but in Marvel Rivals, he doesn't necessarily have any combat moves, so we're just going to give him the electric type. Now, moving on to his moveset, Thor's first move is going to be Wild Charge because he has this one move where he spins Mjolnir and dashes forward to his opponents while also dealing damage to them. Wild Charge is the best electric dashing move, and while it does take recoil damage, I guess doing that move in Marvel Rivals could also get you hit a little bit since you're literally charging at them. But either way, Wild Charge is the best move to represent that move. Now Thor's second move is going to be Plasma Fist because of his move where it consumes all his Thor force and he enters an awakened state, giving him the ability to do these Thunder Slashes, and so that's why we gave him Plasma Fist. There weren't any multiple hit Thunder Slash like moves, so Plasma Fist in my opinion was the best option. Now Thor's third move is going to be Hammer Arm because of Thor's normal attack move where he hits his opponents with his hammer when he's not in awakened form. Now I chose Hammer Arm since that is the closest move to a hammer that I could find. I mean, there's literally hammer in the name. Although Hammer Arm is a big swing move, while in Marvel Rivals Thor does like multiple hits with his hammer, I'm still going to keep Hammer Arm since there's no better move to represent Thor's normal attack. Now Thor's final move is going to be Sky Drop because of his ultimate move where he flies up to the sky and does a ground attack. Sky Drop is perfect to represent that since the user literally goes up in the sky and drops to the ground, dealing damage to the opponent. The only thing it's missing is the electricity, but there's no electricity Sky Drop move, so we sticking with Sky Drop. Now Thor's ability is going to be Lightning Rod because he's a lightning rod. Yeah, there weren't really any abilities that fit with Thor's ability or move set, so we just giving him Lightning Rod. Alright, we are moving on to everyone's OG baddie. You guys know who it is. It's the baddest woman back in the day, Baddie Widow. Now Black Widow's typing is going to be dark and fighting. Dark because she's a spy and she gives that dark vibe, you know what I mean? And fighting because her main source of combat is fighting, punching, slamming, choking. Okay, I gotta relax. Anyways, Black Widow's first move is going to be Rolling Kick because of her one move where she basically does a rolling kick. Yeah, I don't think I need to explain that too much, right? Now, Black Widow's second move is going to be Snipe Shot because in Marvel Rivals, she's primarily a sniper and her normal attacks are sniper shots. And it would obviously be a crime if I didn't give her a sniping move, so we given her Snipe Shot. The only problem I have with this is it's a water type move, but like, it's the best I could do. Now, Black Widow's third move is going to be Agility because she is one of the few characters that can sprint, or I think the only one. I don't really remember right now, but she can sprint, so we're giving her Agility, since Agility boosts your speed. Now finally, Black Widow's last move is going to be Electro Ball because of her ultimate, which she does a big electric blast. And Electro Ball looks the same except it's not red, but there isn't any red electric move to begin with, so we're giving Black Widow Electro Ball. Now Black Widow's ability is going to be Infiltrator since Black Widow is a spy, and since she also has the sprint ability, she can easily go through opponents and blind spots. I mean, literally Black Widow can be on freaking Pride Rock in the most random wall and just start sniping there. So yeah, she getting Infiltrator. Now the next character is the other OG baddie, Hawkeye. Yes sir. Wait, nah? Y'all don't see him as a baddie? It's just me. Okay, bro. Okay. Anyways, Hawkeye's type is gonna be fighting since he can fight, and there's not any type I can really give him. And I mean, I would give him normal, but the fact that I didn't give Black Widow the normal type wouldn't make any sense. So we're giving Hawkeye a fighting type. Now Hawkeye's first move is gonna be Snipe Shot because he's a sniper, and although he doesn't have a sniper, he snipes with his bow and arrow, and so we obviously gotta give him a sniping move. Now Hawkeye's second move is going to be triple arrows because he is a bow and arrow user, and we obviously got to give him a bow and arrow move, so we're giving him triple arrows, since out of all the arrow moves, that's the best choice and makes the most sense for Hawkeye. Now Hawkeye's third move is going to be Slash since Hawkeye also has a katana slashing move, and so the obvious best choice is Slash. Nothing too crazy, but also simple. Hawkeye's final move is going to be Bounce since Hawkeye can do double jumps now. Like, is this man even human? So we're giving him Bounce to represent his double jump ability. Now, Hawkeye's ability is obviously going to be Sniper because he's a sniper, alright? Anyways, the next character is my GOAT, my favorite superhero and piece of fiction of all time. You already know who it is. It's freaking Spider-Man, okay? Spider-Man, yes sir. Now, Spider-Man's type is obviously going to be Bug because he's a freaking Spider-Man, but we also giving him the fighting type since most of his fighting moves are like punches and fighting stuff. So he getting Bug and fighting. Now Spider-Man's first move is going to of course be Sticky Web because he gets the arena sticky. No pause on that by the way. But anyway, not only are we giving him Sticky Web because he's Spider-Man, but also his ultimate and a few of his moves slows opponents temporarily, and Sticky Web would be perfect to represent that. Now Spider-Man's next move is going to be Lunge because of his web slinging and his fast movements. Since there isn't a web slinging move in Pokemon, I just gave him Lunge. Now Spider-Man's third move is going to be Sky Uppercut because Spider-Man has an uppercut move, so he getting Sky Uppercut. Now finally, Spider-Man's final move is going to be Detect because of his spider sense. And surprisingly, a lot of people don't know that Spider-Man has a passive ability where he essentially can detect opponents near him, so we obviously giving him Detect. Now Spider-Man's ability is going to be Tangled Feet because he be tangling feet with his fast moves and breaking ankles and everything. And I'm sad to admit this, but I've gotten my ankles twisted a couple of times, okay? You can't pretend you haven't once. Now that we got the OG 6 Avengers and our GOAT Spider-Man out of the way, let's move on to the characters that are in the Avengers, but also not. And the first character is going to be Doctor Strange, and his type is going to be Psychic and Ghost. Psychic because he can create lots of illusions and he has magic, and Ghost because he can apparently go into people's souls now in the MCU and in MarvelRivals. Also, I haven't watched Doctor Strange 2, so yeah. So his type is going to be Psychic and Ghost. Now Doctor Strange's first move is going to be Teleport because you guys know, y'all have seen the crazy clips from his teleport like thing. Hold on, let me pull up one. Hey yo! Anyways, he's getting Teleport. Now Doctor Strange's second move is going to be Protect since he is a Vanguard and has a Protect shield move, and Protect makes sense for Doctor Strange unlike Hulk's. Now Doctor Strange's third move is going to be Ominous Wind because of his move where he releases dark magic to deal damage to nearby enemies. I think there are many moves that can work with this, but in my opinion, Ominous Wind is the best option since it matches the Vortex visual and they both give like a ominous. Get it? Anyways, Doctor Strange's final move is going to be Astral Barrage because of his ultimate where he temporarily takes everyone's soul out of their bodies. Now there aren't really any soul Pokemon moves other than the one with Komo-o, but that just boosts the user, so that automatically doesn't work. So I decided to give Doctor Strange Astral Barrage since Astral Barrage attacks the enemy by sending a frightful amount of small ghosts, and that's the closest I could get to taking someone's soul temporarily as a Pokemon move, so Astral Barrage it is. Now Doctor Strange's ability is going to be Levitate since he has a move where he can jump up in the air and do that stupid hella ultimate counter. Like why? Why? I swear, if I see anything else that annoys me, I'm gonna crash out. What the frick? Oh my... The next character is Black Panther, and his typing is going to be fighting and steel. Fighting because Black Panther's combat insists with punches, kicks, and all the fighting stuff, so we obviously got to give him the fighting type. I also gave him steel since Black Panther's armor is made out of vibranium, so the best typing to represent that is steel. He also fights with his claws, which also relate to steel. Now moving on to his moveset, Black Panther's first move is going to be Night Slash because of Black Panther's primary attack, which is a bunch of slashes. Now I could have given him Slash, but it's Black Panther. We gotta add a little, you know what I mean? So we're giving him Night Slash since he has that dark vibe. Now Black Panther's second move is going to be Extreme Speed because he is the tickle monster and he runs like the freaking Flash, tickles you and then runs away. But in all seriousness, we're giving him Extreme Speed to represent his dash move. Now Black Panther's third move is going to be Low Kick because of his spinning kick move. Well, there isn't a spinning kick move in Pokemon yet, but the best I could do is Rolling Kick, so I just decided to stick with Low Kick. Now finally, Black Panther's final move is going to be Nothing since he doesn't have anything else that I can give him, and I was going to give him like a spear move to reference his spear move, but the only spear move is Icicle Spears. So I'm just going to give him 3 moves. And that's going to happen for some of the characters, okay? I'm sorry. Now Black Panther's ability is going to be Unburden to represent how fast he is since Unburden doubles the user's speed when their held item is stolen. So they're showers basically. Anyways, the next character is the Armed and Dangerous. Bro, what the frick is King Lon doing? Anyways, let's bring the most handsome man in the Thunderbolts, Winter Soldier. I mean, I guess he's technically an Avenger now since he's in the new Avengers. And if you didn't watch Thunderbolts, then I'm so sorry, but it's been a lot of time since the movie came out, so it's kind of your fault, okay? Anyways, Winter Soldier's type is going to be Steel and Fighting. Steel because of his iconic arm that is now made out of vibranium, just like Black Panther's suit. Since we gave Black Panther the Steel type because of his armor, we are also giving Winter Soldier the Steel type as well. We are also going to give him the Fighting type since he fights. Now, Winter Soldier's first move is going to be Bullet Seed since Bucky likes using guns, and I tried to find a better bullet move, but Bullet Seed was the best move Pokemon had to offer, so we're sticking with Bullet Seed. Now, Bucky's second move is going to be Electro Ball because of his move where he charges up an electric ball and throws it towards his opponent. Now, the perfect move to represent that is obviously Electro Ball. The only problem I have with that is the Electro Ball is red in Marvel Rivals, but in Pokemon it's yellow. They just hate yellow electricity for some reason. But we're still giving Bucky Electro Ball. Now Bucky's next move is going to be Sky Uppercut because of his move where he dashes to his opponents and uppercuts them to the freaking sky. Now Bucky's ability is going to be Battle Armor because of his armor that he can use to protect himself, just like Captain America kinda. And I thought it would be cool if they both had the same abilities since they're kind of the same in a way. Now the next character is my favorite baddie personally. My favorite, Scarlet Witch. I mean, look at Elizabeth Olsen. Oh my goodness. Anyway, Scarlet Witch's type is going to be pure psychic since she got magic powers and there's not really anything else going on with her. I mean, clearly there is.
Yo, bro, who got you smiling like that? Like, mad happy. Hell, yo, come on, bro.
Now Scarlet Witch's first move is going to be Psychic because of her normal attack where she hits her opponents with Chaos Magic, and the best move I could find to represent that is Psychic. And it's a move that can like continuously be used in like the anime, unlike Psyshock where it's like boom, 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 you know what I mean? So we giving her Psychic. Now Scarlet Witch's second move is going to be Shadow Sneak because of her move where she kinda turns into a ghost and can fly away. We give her Shadow Sneak since you can sneak towards someone's back and then attack them once you're out of the ghost form. Now the next move is going to be Shadow Bolt because of her move where she throws an orb and it stuns the opponent that touches the orb. Shadow Bolt kinda looks like it and it has a chance of paralyzing the opponent, so we giving her Shadow Bolt. Now Scarlet Witch's final move is going to be Expanding Force because of her ultimate, Pure Chaos. Now I was gonna give her Explosion since it's literally an explosion, but it's more like an explosion of chaos magic, so I just decided to give her Expanding Force since it's kinda like an explosion, except a mini version I guess. Anyway, Scarlet Witch's ability is going to be Illusion since in the MCU she makes a lot of illusions and she has the move where she can disappear, so it works out. Alright, we are done with the Avengers and now we're going to be moving on to the second group that was introduced in the MCU, the Guardians of the Galaxy. And we're obviously going to start off with Star-Lord. Now Star-Lord's type is going to be steel and flying. Steel because Star-Lord uses guns and a lot of tech. We're also giving him flying since he can fly in Marvel Rivals. Now Star-Lord's first move is going to be Bullet Seed because of his normal attack where he shoots his opponents with dual blasters. Just like I said for Bucky, there aren't really any good bullet moves other than Bullet Seed, so we're giving Star-Lord Bullet Seed just like Bucky. Now Star-Lord's second move is going to be Fly because he can fly. Temporarily though. And so the obvious move to give to him is Fly. Now Star-Lord's next move is going to be U-Turn because of his flip move where he basically dodges attacks for a second. U-Turn and his flip move looks similar kind of, so we're giving him U-Turn. Now I was going to give him Barrage for his Blaster Barrage move, but they look completely different, and so we have to unfortunately give Star-Lord 3 moves. Now Star-Lord's ability is Keen Eye since Star-Lord has a keen eye, especially since he somehow got the Power Stone before Thanos. Like, how does that make any sense? Anyways, moving on to the next member, it's gonna be Groot. Yes sir. Now Groot's type is obviously gonna be grass because he's a tree, and a tree is a grass, so he's a grass and he's a grass. I don't know what I'm saying, but he's grass. Now Groot's first move is gonna be Vine Whip because of his normal attack where he whips his opponents with his vines, or arms I guess, and Vine Whip is the perfect move to represent the normal attack. Groot's second move is going to be Ingrained because of Groot's ultimate move where he uses his vines to grab everyone together and restrain them from movement temporarily. And that's basically what Ingrained does. Groot's third move is going to be Protect because Groot is a Vanguard and his protection move is his vines as walls, and they're not like shield with like health bars, and so we got to give him Protect. Now Groot's final move is going to be Seed Bomb because of his move where he throws a Seed Bomb at his opponents. Now obviously the best move to represent that is Seed Bomb. Now Groot's ability is going to be Battle Armor because I'm going to be honest, I do not know what ability to give him that will directly match his moves or ability or lore. So we're just going to give him Battle Armor since he's a Vanguard. Now moving on to Groot's sidekick, Rocket Raccoon. Okay, so Rocket Raccoon's type is going to be a pure steel type because Rocket Raccoon uses guns and is smart with machines, and they all associate with the steel type, so Rocket getting the steel type. Now Rocket's first move is obviously going to be Bullet Seed since he uses guns, and we gave all the other characters with guns Bullet Seed as one of their moves. Now Rocket's next move is going to be Mystery Terrain because of Rocket's ultimate move. Now, this is the first healer we're doing in this video so far, and most healers' ultimates are like field effects with certain range, and the best healing moves in Pokemon to replicate that are like terrain moves. So Mystery Terrain, since it heals the user and other Pokemon, and it's like a range move, so we're giving Rocket Mystery Terrain. Now Rocket's final move is going to be Extreme Speed because of Rocket's Extreme Speed move where he can quickly dash to a location. Now Rocket's ability is going to be Technician because Rocket is a technician and makes machines, guns and stuff, so he's getting Technician as his ability. Now moving on to the next Guardians of the Galaxy character, Drax's babe, I think, Mantis. Now Mantis's type is going to be Grass and Psychic. Grass because Mantis can control and manipulate life energy. Even in Marvel Rivals, Mantis and Grass are often associated with one another, so she's getting the Grass type. Mantis is also getting the Psychic type since she can manipulate emotions. Now Mantis's first move is going to be Magical Leaf because of Mantis's normal attack where she hits her opponents with energy blasts, and we're giving her Magical Leaf because the move is magical. And it's a Grass type move, so she's getting that Magical Leaf. Pause. Now Mantis' second move is going to be Sleep Powder since she has a move where she can temporarily make her opponents fall asleep. And the obvious move to give to her is Sleep Powder. Now Mantis' third move is going to be Grassy Terrain because of Mantis' ultimate move where she has a field of leaves healing her allies and granting them a speed boost. Now Grassy Terrain is perfect for that because it's grassy, so it has leaves and it heals the user and allies, and it also heals the opponent, but let's just forget about that. Anyways, Mantis' ability is going to be Healer because honestly, again, I don't know what ability to give her, and she's a healer, so we're giving her the healer ability. Yeah, alright, we all agree? Okay, let's go. Now moving on to the final Guardians of the Galaxy member, Adam Warlock. Now Adam's type is going to be Fairy and Psychic. Fairy because Adam is a healer, and also because he can revive people, and it feels like a crime not to give him the Fairy type. We also give Adam the Psychic type because he can connect souls and do some stuff with souls, and that sounds like some psychic stuff, you know? So he's getting Psychic type. Now Adam's first move is going to be Psybeam to represent his normal attack. So when you hold his normal attack, he does like a bunch of his normal attacks together, and his normal attack is basically like a bunch of blasts of quantum energy, and I'm not really sure what moves to give him. I mean, I clearly haven't been doing my physics homework. Anyways, I decided to give him a psychic move since he got the psychic type, so I gave him Psybeam, since they kind of look like a beam, so yeah. Now Adam's second move is going to be Life Dew because of his move where he basically heals his allies or himself, and that's basically what Life Dew does. It heals both the user and its allies. The only problem I have with Life Dew is it's a water type, but it's the best move I could find that heals both the user and the allies. Now Adam's final move is going to be Revival Blessing because of Adam's ultimate move where he basically revives his fallen allies. Revival Blessing is the only reviving move I believe that revives a fainted Pokemon. The only problem with this move is that it only revives one Pokemon at a time, but it's the best you could do. Now Adam's ability is going to be Healer because again, I don't know what ability to give him, bro. So we're just giving him Healer because he's a healer. Alright, we are done with the Guardians of the Galaxy members that are in the game right now. They still left out my girl Gamora and my boy Drax, but I think they'll eventually be in the game soon. Hopefully, I don't know. Anyways, we're going to be moving on to the mutants in the game. You know, all the X-Men people and stuff. And so we're going to start off with the Queen and one of my favorite X-Men characters, Storm. Now Storm is obviously going to have the electric type because of her electric powers, and her name is freaking Storm, like come on now. But we are also giving her the flying type since she can fly and she can also control wind and stuff, so she's getting the flying type as well. Now Storm's first move is going to be Air Slash because of Storm's normal attack, which are basically wind blades, and I feel like the best move to replicate that is Air Slash. Now Storm's second move is going to be Thunderbolt because of Storm's Bolt Rush move. So Bolt Rush is a lightning bolt, and I think Thunderbolt is the best move to replicate Bolt Rush, so she's getting Bolt Rush. Storm's third move is going to be Tailwind because of Storm's move where she can either give a damage boost to her allies or a movement boost. I decided to give Tailwind to represent the movement boost. It makes sense since Storm has a flying type and can control wind. Now Storm's last move is going to be Hurricane because of her ultimate move, which is basically a big lightning tornado. Now there isn't a crazy strong lightning tornado move, so I just decided to give her Hurricane, which is basically a tornado kinda, but there's no lightning, so I don't know, but it still works out since they both do crazy amount of damage. Now Storm's ability is going to be Levitate since she can also fly, and since I didn't give her Fly, I'm going to just give her Levitate as her ability. Now I was going to give her Forecast because she can kind of control weather, you know, but Forecast straight up transforms the Pokemon, and Storm doesn't just transform, so we're giving her Levitate. Now moving on to the next X-Men member, my GOAT, Wolverine, boy. Yes sir. Okay, Wolverine, he's getting that Steel and Fighting type. Steel because of the Adamantium claws, and fighting because the man fights. I mean, look at that body. My goodness, Jackman. You a Jackman, you know what I mean? Now Wolverine's first move is going to be Metal Claw because of Wolverine's normal attack where he basically slashes his opponents with his claws. Now I was going to give him Slash, but it would make more sense to give him a claw move, so Metal Claw. Now Wolverine's second move is going to be Lunge because of his dash/claw move where he basically just dashes to his opponents, and so we're giving him Lunge because that's what Lunge kind of does. Wolverine's next move is going to be Sky Uppercut because of his ultimate where he slashes his opponents up in the air, and I guess his iconic move where he grabs his opponents in the air. And Sky Uppercut is kind of like that, except it doesn't slash the opponent, but it works kind of. Now Wolverine's final move is going to be Smart Strike because of the second part of his ultimate where after he brings them to the air, he smashes them to the ground. Smart Strike kind of looks similar to the second half of the ultimate, so we're giving him Smart Strike. Now Wolverine's ability is going to be Regenerator since Wolverine has a good healing factor, and in the game when you get rid of his HP, he gets bonus shield. Regenerator is an ability that heals the user upon switching out, so it's kinda similar. I was gonna give Wolverine Tough Claws because he got Tough Claws, but there's no way I could have forgotten about his healing factor. Now the next X-Men character is Thick Mom. Okay, I gotta stop, I'm sorry. Anyways, the next character is Psylocke, and we're gonna give her the Psychic and Fighting type. Psychic because Psylocke can create psychic weapons, and she can also kinda teleport, which is a psychic move in the Pokemon universe. And her name is Psylocke. Like, she's obviously getting that psychic type now. But anyways, she's also getting the fighting type because she has some fighting background and she does mostly close range combat, so she's getting that fighting type as well. Now Psylocke's first move is going to be Phantom Force since she can go invisible and attack her enemies while going invisible. And since that's what Phantom Force basically does, we're giving her Phantom Force. Now Psylocke's second move is going to be Extreme Speed because of her dash move where she dashes really fast. The best move to replicate that is Extreme Speed. Now Psylocke's third move is going to be water shurikens because of Psylocke's shuriken move. Now the only problem I have with the water shurikens is it's water and not psychic, but it's the only shuriken move I could give her, so it was the best I could do. Now Psylocke's last move is going to be Psycho Cut because of her ultimate move, where she has a range and whoever is in that range gets sliced up by Psylocke. Psycho Cut is perfect for that, except it doesn't have the range-like thing that Psylocke has, but it still works. Now Psylocke's ability is going to be Psychic Surge since we didn't get the terrain thing for her ultimate for Psycho Cut, so we're going to do it for this one since Psychic Surge is basically like a terrain for psychic types. Now the next mutant is my girl Magic. Now Magic's typing is going to be Dark and Psychic. Dark because she got that dark child, she got a demon form, and she got that dark vibe, you know what I mean? Magic is also getting the Psychic type because she can teleport. Now Magic's first move is going to be Sacred Sword because of her normal attack, where she does big swings with her claymore against her opponents. Sacred Sword is a strong sword move, so this fits perfectly with Magic's normal attack. Magic's second move is going to be Teleport since she can teleport, and I don't think I gotta explain too much on that either. Now Magic's next move is going to be Air Slash because of this move. I honestly don't know how to describe it, but it looks like an Air Slash, so we're giving her Air Slash. Now Magic's last move is going to be Sky Uppercut because of her Sky Uppercut move. Although Magic's uppercut is more of a sword swing that brings her opponents up in the air, Sky Uppercut is close enough. Now Magic's ability is going to be Shadow Tag because the ability basically makes it so that the Pokemon steps on the opposing Pokemon shadows to prevent them from fleeing or switching out. Now I don't know about you guys, but every dang time I get hit by Magic once, it's literally over for me. I swear, they dash into me, do an uppercut, and then I'm just dead. So she's getting Shadow Tag because I'm bad at the game. Yeah. Now since we gave Hulk the Mega Evolution, we gotta give Magic the Mega Evolution as well. So here we go, and dang, she looks so cute.
Stop it. Get some help.
Now Magic doesn't necessarily have any extra move, or just all of a sudden can't do a certain move. So she's just bigger, stronger, slower, and cuter. So she's just getting the Mega because why not? Now the next mutant is Thick Mommy, and no, I'm not even gonna censor that out because holy thighs. I'm sorry, I got a little distracted there, but it's freaking Emma Frost, okay? Now Emma Frost's type is gonna be Rock and Psychic. Rock because she has diamond powers basically, and diamonds are made from carbon, but from high pressures and high temperatures for long periods of time. And the closest Pokemon type we can give to diamonds is Rock. I mean, Diancie and Carbink are Rock types, and they got gems and stuff, so you know, it works out. Now we also giving her the Psychic type because she has telepathy powers. Emma Frost's first move is going to be Psybeam because of her normal attack, where she hits her opponents with a Psybeam. Emma's next move is going to be Rolling Kick because when you switch to her diamond form, she replaces two of her moves, and one of the moves that she gets is basically a Rolling Kick. Emma's third move is going to be Protect since Emma Frost is a Vanguard and has a shield move, so she's getting Protect. Now Emma's last move is going to be Confuse Ray because of her ultimate move, where she basically mind controls her enemies. And I don't blame them. I mean, look at her, bro. My goodness. Anyway, there isn't really a mind control move, so I just gave her Confuse Ray since the opponents do kind of get confused, and they also take damage. And in Pokemon, when you get confused, you can take damage from that as well. So I think Confuse Ray is the best move to replicate her ultimate. Now, Emma Frost's ability is obviously going to be Well-Baked Body. I mean, look at them. I gotta stop. Oh my goodness. In all seriousness, we're gonna give her telepathy as her ability because she got telepathy powers. Now moving on to the next mutant, it is going to be... Wait, what? Namor? Yeah, so I don't know if this is general knowledge or something, but apparently Namor is a mutant. Either I'm dumb or I'm entering some nerdy realm right here, but let me know in the comments if y'all knew Namor was a mutant, because I certainly didn't. Anyways, Namor's type is going to be Water and Flying. Water because he's literally the king of Atlantis, and he got squids, so yeah. He's also getting the Flying type because he got these things on his feet, and he can't fly in the game for some reason, but he can do this, like, what? Anyways, he's getting the Flying type because he can fly, kinda. Now Namor's first move is going to be Aqua Cutter because of Namor's normal attack, where he attacks his opponents with his trident. Now there isn't any trident move, so I thought I would just use some water slashing move, and Aqua Cutter was the best I could find. Now Namor's second move is going to be King's Shield because of Namor's shield, where he goes up in the sky and surrounds himself with water. Now out of all the shield moves I could have given Namor, I gave him King's Shield because he's the king of Atlantis, so you're getting King's Shield. Now Namor's final move is going to be Wave Crush because of Namor's ultimate, where he summons a water whale onto his enemies. Now there's no water whale move, so I decided to give him Wave Crush since Namor's ultimate is kinda like that. Now Namor's ability is going to be Levitate since Namor can fly outside of Marvel Rivals at least, and I don't really know what ability to give him, so he's getting Levitate. Now moving on to the last mutant in Marvel Rivals, the man himself, Magneto. Now Magneto's type is going to be Steel and Psychic. Steel because of his magnetism powers and how he usually uses it for metal and stuff. Now we also going to give him the Psychic type because he controls the magnetism with his mind and he has telepathic resistance. Now Magneto's first move is going to be Magnet Bomb, which is representing his normal attack, his spear-like attack kinda, and his ultimate, since the normal attack is a volley of magnetic orbs being hit at Magneto's opponents. And that's kinda Magnet Bomb. His ultimate is kinda like the same thing except like way bigger, and so if he just does a bigger Magnet Bomb, then it would pretty much be the same thing. Now Magneto's second move is going to be Protect because Magneto is a Vanguard and has a shield, so he's getting Protect just like the other Vanguards. Now Magneto's next move is going to be Light Screen, since he can also give individual shields to his ally. And so Light Screen works perfectly for this, since it's kind of like a shield for all the allies in a Pokemon battle. I was also considering giving him Iron Defense, but it just boosts the defense and only to the user, which doesn't really replicate any of Magneto's moves. Now Magneto's ability is going to be Magnet Pull because he got magnet powers, and Magnet Pull is just that, so we're giving him Magnet Pull. Magnet Pull also restricts other Steel type Pokemon from leaving the battle, which is exactly what Magneto would do in a Pokemon battle. Like, if he sees a Steelix, he's grabbing his tail and swinging each phalanx part to the freaking sky like baseball or something. Alright, we're done with the mutants, and now we're gonna be moving on to the next group. I'm just gonna say, they're pretty fantastic. Anyways, we're moving on to the...
We done?
And we're obviously gonna start off with Mr. Fantastic. Alright, now Mr. Fantastic's type is gonna be normal because his powers is that he can stretch his body, and in Pokemon there aren't necessarily any Pokemon that can do that, but I think it's safe to assume that Ditto can, since Ditto can transform into any Pokemon and can change shape and size. Now since Ditto is a normal type, I think giving Mr. Fantastic a normal type makes sense as well. His powers are also not connected to any elements or mystical powers, which is basically most of the Pokemon's type, so I think normal is the best type to give Mr. Fantastic. Now Mr. Fantastic's first move is going to be Dynamic Punch because of his normal attack, where he does like a stretch punch to his opponents. And it looks like a long Dynamic Punch, so we're giving him Dynamic Punch. Now his next move is going to be Wrap, since he can wrap his opponents and deal damage to them. He can also wrap two opponents and hit them together, but there's no Pokemon move like that, so we're giving him Wrap since that's the best move to replicate his wraps. And I'm not talking about no subway wraps. His next move is going to be Counter, since he can reflect a lot of ultimates or tank them temporarily. Like for example, he can absorb Iron Man's ultimate and then send his ultimate back to him. And that's basically what Counter does. Now Mr. Fantastic's last move is going to be Body Slam because of his ultimate move, where he turns into Snake Man Gear 4, if you know, you know, and then Body Slams his opponents, and that's basically what Body Slam does, except it's a one Body Slam, not multiple, but it's the best we could do. Now Mr. Fantastic's ability is going to be Battle Armor. Now I swear, there was some sort of elasticity or elastic body ability, but apparently there isn't for some reason, and there are a lot of Pokemon that have elastic skin, so we gave him Battle Armor since Battle Armor is an ability that gives the user hard armor that protects the Pokemon from critical hits, and Mr. Fantastic got that armor. I mean, he's tanking everyone's ultimates, so I think it makes sense. Now the next Fantastic Four member we are going to be moving on to is one of the 4 Snow Bunnies. I can't believe I just said that, I'm sorry. This guy's wife, Invisible Woman. Now Invisible Woman's type is going to be Psychic, and my type is her, of course. I mean,
Yeah, that brother's starving.
got a little distracted there, but anyways, she's getting the Psychic type because she can turn invisible, and she can also make shields and barriers, and in Pokemon moves, Reflect and Light Screen are Psychic, so she's getting the Psychic type. Now Invisible Woman's first move is going to be Psyshock because of her normal attack, where she hits her opponents with force fields. Now there isn't necessarily a force field move, but Psyshock kinda looks similar and was the best move I could find to replicate Invisible Woman's normal attack, so yeah, she's getting Psyshock. Now Invisible Woman's second move is going to be Light Screen because of her protection moves, where she gives shields to her allies. Light Screen lowers damage dealt by opponents for all of the allies, so this works almost perfectly with Invisible Woman's shield. Now her next move is going to be Phantom Force, since she can turn invisible, but if she can turn invisible, that means she's invisible.
We done?
Why do I keep doing this? I'm sorry. Anyways, Phantom Force makes the user be invisible, quote unquote, and then does an attack after, and that's kind of what Invisible Woman's invisible ability is used for, or at least can be used for. So she's getting Phantom Force. Now Invisible Woman's final move is going to be Mystery Terrain because of her ultimate move where she has this terrain, and in this terrain her allies get healed. Also the enemy can't see the terrain and they get slowed if entered in the terrain, but since there's no Pokemon move like that, we're just going to give her Mystery Terrain. Now Invisible Woman's ability is going to be Infiltrator, since Infiltrator is an ability where the user is unaffected by the target's barriers, substitutes, and all those stuff. Since Invisible Woman can go invisible, she can technically go behind shields and behind the enemy and attack her, so we're going to give her this ability. Now the next Fantastic Four member we're going to move on to is Invisible Woman's brother, the most fire member on the team, my GOAT, Human Torch. Now Human Torch's type is obviously going to be fire because he is the Human Torch and he's fire, like look at him. Now Human Torch's first move is going to be Mystical Fire because of Human Torch's normal attack where he hits his opponents with a cluster of fireballs essentially. And Mystical Fire is kinda like a fireball. Now Human Torch's second move is going to be Flame Charge because of his Fly Sprint where he kinda does a Flame Charge animation. Also his down attack I guess could also be a Flame Charge. Now Human Torch's third move is going to be Fly since he can fly. I don't think I gotta explain too much on that. Now I was gonna give him Heat Wave because of his move where he can surround his enemies in a flame wall, and when the enemy goes in the wall they get burned, but it's kind of far-fetched, so I just decided to give him Fly. Now Human Torch's final move is gonna be Fiery Dance because of his ultimate move where he goes Flame On and burns his opponents with multiple mini fire tornadoes. Now Fiery Dance's animation kinda looks like a fire tornado, so if Human Torch does multiple Fiery Dances, then it works out, I guess. Anyways, his ability is of course going to be Flame Body because he got a Flame Body. Yeah. Now here's the thing. We're almost done with the Fantastic Four, and I feel like so far I've been doing a fantastic job with all these characters and the jokes, you know, right? No. Well, if I did, go ahead and give this video a like and subscribe for more funny videos like this. Did I mention funny, by the way? Oh, I'm sorry. Anyways, the last Fantastic Four member we're moving on to is the Rockman, my favorite Fantastic Four member to play in Marvel Rivals, the Thing. Like, this guy boxes everyone, and when you pair him up with Hulk and all the healers actually heal you and actually support, oh my goodness, it's actual peak fish. Anyways, here's the Thing. Yes, I'm gonna be saying that a lot. So we obviously giving the Thing a rock type, but we also giving him a fighting type because this man be boxing his opponents, and the rock type because he's a rock man. Now the Thing's first move is going to be Close Combat because of his normal attack where he boxes his opponents. His punches also does a lot of damage, and so does Close Combat, so it works out. Now the Thing's second move is going to be Hammer Arm because of his long punch move. They both look the same, so he's getting Hammer Arm. Now the Thing's third move is going to be Headlong Rush because of his charging move where he charges at his opponents and sends them flying to the air. Now Headlong Rush is basically that, except it doesn't make the enemies fly, but it's a ground type move, and to be honest I automatically associate ground and rock types together, so he's getting the Headlong Rush. Now the Thing's final move is going to be Earthquake because of his ultimate move and his charging move, kind of, where he puts an Earthquake in the ground, so the obvious move to give him is Earthquake. Now the Thing's ability is going to be Rock Head because he got a Rock Head, and also because he doesn't take recoil damage for charging into his opponents and punching his opponents. Like, bro, that should probably give you a concussion, but he's just tanking all those hits. Alright, we are done with the Fantastic Four and all the groups in Marvel Rivals. The only group we have left is the villains. So let's do the remaining villains of the group, and we're going to start that off with Venom. Now Venom's type is going to be Poison and Dark. Poison because Venom is a symbiote, and we've seen what it has done to Peter Parker. I mean, after seeing that, we can safely assume that it's a poison, so it's getting the Poison type. Venom is also getting the Dark type since it got that dark vibe, you know, and it's evil and stuff, so it's getting dark as well. Now Venom's first move is going to be Poison Jab because of Venom's normal attack where he just hits his opponents with his symbiote arm, tentacles, thingies. And since we're referring to his symbiote as a poison, we're going to give him Poison Jab since that's the best poison move we can give him to replicate his normal attack. Now Venom's second move is going to be Lunge since Venom and Spider-Man can both swing. And we gave Spider-Man Lunge, so we also got to give Venom Lunge since he can also swing and jump to his opponents very quickly, which is basically Lunge, except the web slinging part. Now Venom's third move is going to be Leech Life because of Venom's move where he grabs onto the opponents near him with his symbiote and takes some of their health away. The best Pokemon move I could find to replicate that was Leech Life, but the only problem I have with it is it's a grass type move and it takes HP over time, but I feel like it kind of makes sense for Venom symbiote to do that, like damage over time, you know what I mean? This may be a little far-fetched, but I don't really care because I'm not allowing my boy to get only 3 moves. Now Venom's final move is going to be Crunch because of his ultimate move where he crunches his opponents from below. Now I was going to give him Poison Fang since he basically associated his symbiote with poison, but Crunch does more damage than Poison Fang, and Venom is a dark type as well, and he hasn't gotten any dark type moves yet, so therefore he's getting Crunch. Now Venom's ability is going to be Poison Touch since we have been associating his symbiote to the poison type, so he's getting Poison Touch, because if you touch him, his symbiote gonna get you, okay? Now moving on to the next villain, it is going to be my used to be main, the character that usually gets hated on, my queen, Hela. And she used to be my main because I kind of got bored of her because I'm just too good at her. Because I'm just too good and like my aim is insane and everything. And they decided to nerf her, so yeah, after that I just started playing a bunch of characters and I just keep switching them every match. And because of that, I got no lords on any characters yet. Yay! Anyways, we're getting off track right now. Hela's type is going to be Ghost and Dark. Ghost since she's the goddess of death and can control souls. Dark since she knows magic and she's like evil and stuff. Now Hela's first move is going to be Bitter Blade because of her normal attack where she hits her opponents with blades. 3 hits on a healer and they dead, okay? But anyways, Bitter Blade is a blade, a ghost type move, and looks similar except it's missing the green color, but it's close enough. Now Hela's second move is going to be Fly since she has a move where she transforms as a bird and can fly away. And so the obvious move to replicate that is Fly. Now Hela's third move is going to be Spirit Shackle because of her move where she throws a bunch of thorns at her opponents and then it explodes. Spirit Shackle is perfect because it's a ghost type move, it's kind of like thorns and it explodes. I was so happy when I found this because most of these characters' moves aren't exactly like the ones in Rivals, but this one was so close to perfection. I was just so happy. Now Hela's ultimate move is going to be Judgment because of Hela's ultimate move where she turns into this creepy creature and throws balls of doom to the opponents, dealing tons of damage. Now Judgment isn't exactly like that, but are kind of similar, and also the way Hela looks down at her opponents, it looks like Judgment, you know what I mean? Until a freaking Doctor Strange pulls up with this stupid portal and then starts mogging the Hela, like, why? Anyways, Hela's ability is going to be Grimnay since Hela is the goddess of death and she gains more power when her opponents die, and Grimnay is an ability where the user gains more special attack when they kill a Pokemon. Now the next villain we're going to move on to is Hela's brother, Loki, one of my favorite healers, Loki. You guys heard the thing that I said before? Yeah? It was trash? Okay. Now Loki's type is going to be Psychic and Dark. Psychic since he's known for making illusions and magic. Dark because he's a villain and he's getting that dark type for being a bad boy. Now Loki's first move is going to be Substitute since he can make clones and switch to his clones. The perfect Pokemon move to replicate that is Substitute. Now Loki's second move is going to be Phantom Force because of his move where he can go invisible and sneak around his opponents. We dealt with a few invisible characters before and we gave them Phantom Force, so we're giving Loki Phantom Force as well. Now Loki's third move is going to be Life Dew since he has this move where he can heal his allies within this range of his clones. We're giving him Life Dew since you can see that range there and it's like a healing move, so it works out. Now Loki's last move is going to be Transform because of his ultimate where he can literally transform to any character and use their ultimate. And we've all seen those insane clips from that. Wait a second. Loki, what's that behind you? The Lego piece? The remote control? The Mega Stone for Hulk? Wait a second. So you're telling me you made Bruce mad and then Hulk mad? Oh nah. Nah, you're gonna make Super Hulk mad too, boy. Yo, come over here, son. Can body slam this guy. Now the next villain is the newest character released in the game right now, and that is the evil robot man, Ultron. Now Ultron's type is gonna be Steel and Dark. Steel because he's a robot and Dark because he's evil. Now I was going to give him Flying instead of Dark since he can fly, but I could just give him the move Fly, and just by looking at him he looks like a Steel and Dark type. Even a Steel Dark type Pokemon looks exactly like Ultron, and nobody disagrees with me, right? Okay. Anyways, Ultron's first move is going to be Charge Beam because of his normal attack where he has this long range beam attack. Charge Beam is a beam attack and they look almost similar, so he's getting Charge Beam. Ultron's second move is going to be Extreme Speed because of his dash move where he basically dashes pretty fast and Extreme Speed does that basically, so he's getting Extreme Speed. Ultron's third move is going to be Life Dew since Ultron is a DPS, support character, and he has a move where you can heal his opponents using his drones. Now there aren't really any drone moves to begin with, so I just decided to give him a normal healing move that heals his allies. and so I decided to give him life too. Ultron's final move is going to be Searing Shot because of his ultimate move where he has his drone robots to shoot a bunch of blasts that heals his allies and deals damage to the opponent. Now there isn't a multi-blast move in Pokemon that's like that, so I decided to give Ultron something that would look the same, and Searing Shot is what I thought resembled Ultron's ultimate. Now Ultron's ability is going to be Levitate since he is the first flying support character, and we haven't given him Fly, so we given him Levitate to represent his flying ability. Alright, we have finished the spare villains, and now we got some bonus heroes left that aren't in any particular group. So let's start off with Penny Parker. Penny Parker's type is going to be Steel and Bug. Steel because she got this big robot looking like Diva from Overwatch. I'm sorry. I don't even know why I mentioned that game when we got Peak here. Anyways, Penny is also getting the Bug type since she's a Spider-Woman at the end of the day, and it wouldn't make sense to not give a Spider-Man or Spider-Woman the Bug type. Now Penny's first move is going to be Zap Cannon because of Penny's normal attack where he shoots her opponents with his Energy Blast projectile. Now we are going to give her Zap Cannon since it kind of looks similar and they're both like Energy Blasts kinda, so it works out. Now Penny's second move is going to be Sticky Web because of her move where she can throw a spider nest that creates webs and spider drones. Now I know Sticky Web makes the opponent slow and that's not what the spider nest does, but theoretically speaking, if the spider nest is making you go faster, that means the enemies are kind of slower. You know what I mean? Yeah, you guys know what I mean. Nope. Now Penny's third move is going to be Magnet Bomb because of her move where she can throw mines on the ground. And if the enemy touches those mines, they take damage from those mines. Now Magnet Bomb is a bunch of steel bombs that stick to the target, but it's still a bomb at the end of the day, and it's a steel type move, so it still works out. Now Penny's last move is going to be Lunge, and it's Lunge because Penny is a Spider-Woman, and we gave Lunge to Spider-Man and Venom because of web slinging, and Penny can kind of web sling, so she's getting Lunge, just like the other spider people. Now Penny's ability is going to be Battle Armor because she got a Battle Armor, and she's also a Vanguard and there's really nothing else to give her, so she's getting Battle Armor. Now the next character is going to be the character that I've recently started playing, mainly because of his new buff and his new fire skin. My guy, Iron Fist. I mean, look at that skin, bro. I'm getting that. I'm getting that, okay? Now, Iron Fist type is gonna, of course, be a pure fighting type because he got hands, he be doing punches, kicks, and all the fighting stuff. Now, Iron Fist's first move is going to be Close Combat because of Iron Fist's normal attack, his barrage of punches attack, and his ultimate. They all do a bunch of punches, especially his ultimate and the Close Combat move. Now, Iron Fist's second move is going to be Rolling Kick because of his Flying Kick move where he does like a turn. Rolling Kick is basically that, and they both have the same sort of animation. Now, Iron Fist's third move is going to be Recover because of his healing move where he meditates in the middle of the battle like nothing's going to happen. Now, I'm choosing Recover out of all the healing moves because Iron Fist's healing move is relatively fast, and Recover is also a fast healing move, so it works out. Now, Iron Fist's ability is gonna, of course, be Iron Fist. I mean, his name is freaking Iron Fist. But in all seriousness, Iron Fist is an ability that powers up the user's punching moves, and Iron Fist got a punching move, so he getting Iron Fist as his ability. Speaking of Fist, the next character is the Fist of Khonshu, Moon Knight. Now Moon Knight's type is going to be Dark and Steel, dark because he got that Batman and Darkness vibe, and he's the Moon Knight, so it kind of feels wrong not to give him the Dark type. He's also getting the Steel type since most of his moves are from his weapons. Now I was going to give him the Fighting type since he also fights in the MCU, but in Marvel Rivals, he pretty much only has moves where he only uses his gadgets. Now Moon Knight's first move is going to be Bounce since he can do double jumps, and we gave Bounce to Hawkeye who can also do double jumps, so we're giving Moon Knight Bounce as well. Alright, Moon Knight's second move is going to be Night Slash because of his normal attack, but also mainly because of his one Moon Blade attack. It kind of reminds me of Night Slash every time I see it, so we're giving him Night Slash. Now Moon Knight's third move is going to be Extreme Speed because of his grappling hook move. Now some characters in Marvel Rivals have a grappling hook move, and there's not really any grappling hook move in Pokemon, so I just gave him Extreme Speed to represent the grappling hook. Now Moon Knight's final move is going to be Draco Meteor because of his ultimate move, The Moon Haunts You. And it's basically a bunch of moon asteroids or rocks falling from the sky. And Draco Meteor is almost perfect for this. Now I was going to give him Moon Geist Beam, but it's not really like a beam move, so it doesn't really make any sense. Now Moon Knight's ability is going to be Insomnia because of his personality situation and how this man basically gets no sleep. And I'm also pretty sure that one of his personalities suffers from insomnia, so it works perfectly for him. Now the next character is going to be Squirrel Girl. That freaking character who can be at her spawn point and kill somebody just by standing there. Like, what the freak, man? Anyway, Squirrel Girl's type is going to be Normal and Grass. Normal because just like Mr. Fantastic, she doesn't really have an elemental power or some magic power. She's just able to speak to squirrels, and so we're giving her the normal type. She's also getting the grass type since squirrels are related to nature, and she throws acorns at her opponents, and so it kind of makes sense to give her the grass type. Now Squirrel Girl's first move is going to be Seed Bomb because of her normal attack, where she throws acorns at her opponents and it explodes like a small bomb. Seed Bomb is basically that, except it's a seed and not an acorn, but the acorn Pokemon Seedot has a signature move, which is Seed Bomb, so it works out perfectly. Now Squirrel Girl's second move is going to be Bounce, since she has a bounce move where she uses her tail to bounce herself upwards, and that's basically Bounce. Alright, Squirrel Girl's third move is going to be Stuffed Cheeks, and now this is going to be another out of reach take. So the squirrel Pokemon Greedent's signature move is Stuffed Cheeks, and what Stuffed Cheeks does is it eats their health berry and sharpens their defense. Now it just feels wrong not to give Squirrel Girl the signature move of a squirrel Pokemon, but Squirrel Girl doesn't eat her berries or get some sort of power up, so I'm just giving her this move because I want to, and also because I feel like it kind of relates to her move where she can like temporarily hit her opponents without reloading, but I'm giving her Stuffed Cheeks either way because her cheeks are definitely stuffed, you know what I mean? Anyways, the next character we're moving on to next is Punisher. Yeah, it's your turn, buddy. It's your turn. Now Punisher's type is going to be Dark and Steel. Dark because it's freaking Punisher, and just looking at him, he gotta get the Dark type. We also giving him Steel since he uses guns and weapons mostly, even in his Rivals moveset. Now Punisher's first move is going to be Bullet Seed because of his normal attack, which is him shooting his opponents with the gun. And so far all the gun people have gotten Bullet Seed, and so we're giving Punisher, the one with the most guns in this game, Bullet Seed. Now Punisher's second move is going to be Detect because of his passive ability where he temporarily sees his opponents. Now I don't know how it exactly works, but Detect is perfect for this ability. Now Punisher's third move is going to be Smokescreen because he has a Smokescreen move. I don't think I gotta elaborate more on that. Anyways, Punisher's final move is going to be Extreme Speed because of his grappling hook move. Now just like Moon Knight, I'm going to give Punisher Extreme Speed as well, since there's no grappling hook move. Now Punisher's ability is going to be Sniper, since he do be sniping in the comics, the show, basically everywhere except Marvel Rivals. And I don't know what other ability to give him, so he's getting Sniper. Alright, the next character we're moving on to is the most annoying healer to deal with in the game, Cloak and Dagger. Their freaking ultimate comes back every 2 seconds. No more, no less. Actually, maybe even more or less. Anyways, Cloak and Dagger's type is going to be Dark and Fairy, Cloak being Dark and Dagger being Fairy. And no, not in that way. Not because of his skin color. It's just because he got freaking darkness powers, okay? Chill out. We're also giving them a Fairy type because Dagger heals her opponents with light daggers, and Fairy's like the best type I could give her, so she's getting Fairy type. Now I'm gonna give Cloak 2 moves and Dagger 1 move and then another move for their ultimate kinda. I'm giving Dagger only 1 move since I don't know what to do for her second move. But anyways, Cloak's first move is gonna be Shadow Sneak since he has a move where he can temporarily make his allies and himself invisible. And it's pretty short, which is why I gave him Shadow Sneak instead of Phantom Force, since Phantom Force does more damage. Now Cloak's second move is going to be Dark Void because of his move where he can blind his opponents temporarily. Now we're going to give him Dark Void because Dark Void puts the opponent to sleep, and that's kind of like being blind in a way. And plus Pokemon doesn't have a blinding move necessarily. Dark Void is also the signature move of Darkrai, and Darkrai is kind of like the Pokemon of Darkness, so it works out perfectly. Now Dagger's third move is going to be Dazzling Gleam because of her normal attack where she throws daggers at her allies or opponents and either heals them or do damage to them. There isn't a light or fairy dagger move, and Dazzling Gleam kind of works out because their daggers basically bounce off the wall and it's like a bouncy kind of like for Dazzling Gleam, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like you could do that with Dazzling Gleam. Now Cloak and Dagger's final move is going to be Misty Terrain because of their stupid ultimate where they heal their allies and do damage to their opponents. Misty Terrain is kind of like that, but it was the best move I could give to Cloak and Dagger, so they're getting Misty Terrain. Now their ability is going to be Hunger Switch since these two can switch whenever they want, and Hunger Switch is kind of like that except it switches every turn. Also, it's the signature ability of Morpeko, and Morpeko has a light and dark side, so Dagger and Cloak. Okay, the next character is one of my favorite healers in the game, the K-pop idol, and I ain't talking about no Blackpink. Mother flippin' Luna Snow. Now Luna Snow's type is gonna be Ice and Fairy. Ice because she got them ice powers like my GOAT Frozone. And we also give her the Fairy type since she's a healer and she's a K-pop idol, and K-pop idols get the Fairy type, okay? And she's cute. Anyways, Luna Snow's first move is gonna be Icicle Spear because of her normal attack where she hits her opponents with Icicle Daggers, and the closest move to represent that attack is Icicle Spear. Now Luna Snow's second move is going to be Ice Ball because of her Ice Ball move where she hits her opponent with an Ice Ball and then freezes them. I don't think I gotta explain that. Now her third move is going to be Aqua Ring since she is a healer, and it would be wrong to not give her a healing move, so I'm giving her Aqua Ring. Now you might be asking, why is she getting a water type healing move instead of an ice healing move? Well, there aren't any ice healing moves, so we're gonna go one step back in the state of matter of solid. What is it, guys? Tell me, what is it? Y'all know your state of matters, right? No, Jimmy, it's not a freaking Pop-Tart. It's liquid, water, and so she's getting a water healing move. Okay? Now Luna Snow's final move is gonna be Ice Beam because of her move where she ascends or something, I don't know. But basically she heals herself and gets these Ice Clap Beam like moves. So we're giving her Ice Beam. Now Luna Snow's ability is gonna be Slush Rush because of her passive ability where she ice skates on the ground. And the best Pokemon ability to represent that is Slush Rush. Because Slush Rush boosts the speed stat in Snow, and that kinda relates, you know. Alright, we are almost done. We just got one more character left. I don't know how long this video is gonna be, but it's gonna be a long one, I know. Anyways, we're gonna end this off with my GOAT, the GOATest of them all. More GOATed than LeBron, maybe. Jeff the Land Shark, yes sir. Alright, Jeff's type is gonna be Water and Fairy. Water because he's a freaking shark, and Fairy because he's a healer. Alright, Jeff's first move is gonna be Aqua Ring because of his bubbles that heals his ally. Aqua Ring is a water healing move, which I think is perfect for Jeff. Now, I was gonna give him Water Gun, but its Water Gun in the game heals his allies, not do damage, so I gave him Snipe Shot instead because of his normal attacking move. They both look kind of similar, and this is honestly the first time Snipe Shot actually kind of worked, so it's making me a little bit happy, you know what I mean? Anyways, Jeff's third move is gonna be Dive because of his ability where he can dive underwater and sing the Jaws theme. So cute. Now Jeff's final move is going to be Whirlpool because of his ultimate move where he creates a whirlpool and sucks everyone in the whirlpool and then proceeds to kill everyone. Yay! Anyways, Jeff's ability is going to be Regenerator because if you know how to play Jeff a little bit, if you dive in the ground and place your bubbles and you're about to die, you get healed. I also think you get healed a little bit when you dived, but I'm not entirely sure. Anyways, Regenerator heals the user when switching out, and using that strat is kinda similar in a way. Alright, we're done with all the characters. My goodness, man, bro, I need like a billion glasses of water. But if you watched till the end, thank you so much. I spent a lot of time making this video, and I'm also planning to make separate videos for each of the groups, like the Avengers, Fantastic Four, etc. So if you could go and check them out and give the video a like, I would greatly appreciate it. And also leave a comment on like which one your favorite character or whatever. That would be awesome. And also let me know in the comments if you agree with my moveset, and if you don't, then let me know in the comments what you would switch. And if you really enjoyed this video, then let me know if you want more, like for Overwatch or something. I'm kidding. I'm not doing that. But I am planning to do a Marvel Rivals Pokemon mod video, but some of the mods are old and haven't been updated for Season 2 yet. So once they get updated, I'll definitely record the video and upload it for you guys. Anyways, thanks for watching this video. Please give this video a like and subscribe for more. And now I'll be seeing you gamers in my next video. Till then, stay safe and have an awesome day, gamers.